Hello and welcome back to another video of EUC in Austin. This is Rachel and we are here with the Central Texas Electric Unicycle Riders for our first EUC group ride as a family on March 15th, 2023. You can see us here. There's my husband. My daughter's riding around somewhere with some of the riders here. And this is specifically EUC riders, but they also welcome all other, there's my daughter, PEVs as well too. And this is a very interesting ride. We are actually going to be going at faster speeds than the One Wheel Club group rides that we usually go on. And at the time of this recording, I had posted our first One Wheel group ride. I believe it was during spring break of 2023. And at the time of this recording, it's actually the end of May 2023. We are going into June. But like I said, this is our first EUC group ride as a family. We're going at faster speeds. A lot of these EUC riders do have bigger wheels. I am actually on my Sherman Max. My husband is on his Bagode Commander. It's actually, I believe, it is the Extreme Bull Commander. I'm walking the EUC right now. There's my daughter on her mountain climber. They call it the MCM version 2. And we are getting ready to go here. We are in Pfluger Park, starting off at the parking lot. And we are ready to ride. So as I said, this is our first EUC group family ride. And we are actually going at faster speeds than the one wheel group rides that we're used to. So it is a very interesting video. We're kind of going fast here. So we are in Pfluger Park. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching our channel, EUC in Austin. I hope you do enjoy this video. I hope you enjoy the video commentary as we share our journey and adventures as a family riding the electric unicycle. And if you're new to the channel, just want to let you know we are a family friendly channel and we are making a left turn here, all about safety, all about riding the electric unicycle and other vehicles as well too as a family. And we've been doing a lot more group rides lately, which is great. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through the recording. But it's just been great, just meeting other people, finding out, their experiences, hearing their stories about the riding their PEVs here in Austin. Now, there is a lot of wind noise. I think it is because we are going at faster speeds. Looking through the video, it's not that windy, but we're just going at faster speeds than we are used to. I think at one point we were going at 30 miles an hour on our electric unicycles. And if you are a beginner rider and you do go to one of these group rides, it's always good to ask the leaders of the group how fast you will be going. So just to make sure, if, you'll be able to, stay with the group. Now at this point, we are intermediate riders and we've been riding for well over a year. We're ducking here underneath here. And we started, if you're new to the channel, we started riding, I believe, in January 2022. And at the time of this recording, it is May 2023. So as you can see, I'm behind my husband and my daughter. We are at the Myrtle Pfluger Teer Greenbelt here, and we are trying to catch up. As you can see, you don't see the electric unicycle riders. We're trying to catch up to them as we go along here. So it is a very fast ride. I don't recommend this type of ride for a one-wheeler because the speeds are just too high. So again, it's very important to ask the leaders of the group how fast you'll be going. But I did want to make a statement here. Not all the rides with the electric unicycle club here in Austin is going to be going this fast. They do welcome people of all levels. So whether you're a casual rider, beginner, intermediate, or advanced, we are actually here in this parking lot waiting for a fellow EUC rider who I believe just got here, is coming late. But it's not a long wait because, as you know, with the electric unicycle, it's not that slow. So it's just a matter of getting to the parking lot. So right now I'm actually doing some exploring here in this parking lot in Pflugerville. Again, this is a Pflugerville group ride with the Electric Unicycle Club here in Austin. We are in Pflugerville, and we're going to the back of this parking lot where I believe we're going to find a food truck court here, Food Truck Park, which is pretty cool there on the right-hand side. Unfortunately, it was not open at the time when we had gone there. So that was one of the suggestions that I made to the leader of the group to maybe, in the future, plan to do a ride and then maybe stop, where we do break for food at a food truck or food truck court, which would be pretty cool. So we're just kind of waiting here for the fellow EUC rider as we kind of talk and just hang out for a bit in this parking lot. And we're just kind of still waiting. And hopefully they will be coming to meet the group. There they are in the red jacket. There is the EUC rider. He made it. We're doing a little bit of small talk, some chit chat here before we continue on our Pflugerville group ride. And if you're new to, electric unicycles or PEVs in general, again, PEV stands for Personal Electric Vehicle. Feel free to drop a comment below, ask a question. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have about the electric unicycle or PEVs, personal electric vehicles in general. So feel free to, let me know in the comments below this video. All right, so now we are ready to ride. We are continuing on. Again, it's a little bit faster than usual. If you want to know what types of speeds we go regularly, usually for me, my husband, and my daughter, we're pretty comfortable at the 20 to 25 miles per hour, depending on, the terrain and also if there's pedestrians, riding. And yes, definitely, if you've enjoyed the videos here so far, definitely like and subscribe the channel. If you know anyone who may be interested in learning more about electric unicycles in general, or who you think may enjoy our videos, feel free to let them know. Again, our video channel is EUC in Austin, where we explore some of the trails here in the Austin, Texas area. We focus on that area specifically so that you can see how these trails are, what the terrain are, where we're going on our electric unicycles. So like I was saying, that if you are a beginner with the electric unicycles, going on these group rides, we're here in Bowles Park in Pflugerville, is a great way just to kind of meet people, in the beginning and kind of get to know other people's experiences. But if you are a beginner, I would just get that experience first. Make sure you feel comfortable. around people, around pedestrians, if you're going to be going on these group rides before you actually attend one of these group rides. And also make sure, like I had mentioned before, that, oh, there's a creek right there on the left. Just make sure that you know what types of speeds that they're going on. Like for us, 30 miles an hour, it is pretty fast. Again, like I had mentioned, here's Heritage Park. We're headed to Heritage Park, actually. 30 miles per hour is a little bit fast for us. We're comfortable at the 20 to 25 miles per hour. Here's the creek here on the left. Speed, for us as a family. Now, that's not consistent. That's not constant. Depends on the pedestrians, and also the terrain. We're making a right turn here. And for the One Wheel Club, when we go with the One Wheel Club, they are below 20 miles an hour. So it's a good speed for a beginner, anywhere between 10 to 15 miles. 20 is a bit pushing it for the one-wheelers. Because we're making a right turn here because of the vehicle. It's not meant to go fast. So it's really relaxing, like you're cruising when we do go with the one-wheelers on the One Wheel Club. And at the time of this recording, I believe it was last week, we went on a really, really big, super large group ride with the One Wheel Club. This is our group right here with the electric unicycle, EUC in Austin. We went on a group ride with the One Wheel Club last week. I do have some video footage of that downtown. It was really fun. I really enjoyed myself. My daughter and my husband also enjoyed themselves as well too. And it was basically a ride where it was the One Wheel Club and the Electric Unicycle Club together riding to build community. And the leader of the Electric Unicycle Club really wanted us electric unicycle riders, EUC riders, to attend that group ride downtown with the One Wheel Club to help build community. And honestly, I'm really glad that we went, had a great time. Everyone was very friendly. And I will have the footage. I just need to edit it soon. But we really enjoyed it, and to kind of see where they ride when they're downtown. And it was in the evening, which made it really fun too, as well too. Here's Amazon there, straight ahead in Pflugerville, just so that you can kind of know where we're at. And what I like to do in these videos is when we pass a landmark, or we're on East Pecan Street right now, or we're on a street, I like to put it in my titles here in the videos, so that here's East Fenwick Lane. You can kind of know where we're riding if you want to go ahead and look it up on the maps, if you want to ride these trails as well too. And if you have any questions, we're back on East Pecan Street. If you have any questions about these trails, where to ride in any of these videos, even here in this video here, feel free to post your questions in the comments below this video, and I'll be sure to try my best to help you out, help to answer your question, or if I don't know the answer, point you in the resources available. Okay, it is a very cloudy day. There's a lot of clouds here in the sky. Be careful here, right there. There's a loose dog. You will come from time to time with loose animals and also small children. So if you do ride an electric unicycle, just be aware of that. Usually when we near pedestrians, when we are on these trails, when we are on these group rides, we slow down. It's just a precaution, because you never know what an animal such as a dog or a cat or even a squirrel is going to do. And also, we're trying to catch up here. I'm trying to catch up to my daughter and my husband, and then they're trying to catch up to these electric unicycle riders, or even a small child. You don't know what they're going to do. So it's better to be cautious and slow down when you are actually around pedestrians, around, animals, around small children. And I had mentioned this in a prior video, what dogs, they're actually trained to chase things that are very fast. Okay, we are here on Biltmore Avenue, such as rabbits or squirrels. So if you go too fast, they want to chase you. We're making a right turn here. So the best thing to do when you do see animals, if you're going to be riding the electric unicycle, is to kind of slow down, kind of at walking speed. Now it is a challenge as a beginner to learn how to have that skill to actually go at walking speed on an electric unicycle, but once you get experience, once you get practice, it'll be just like riding a bicycle and you won't even have to think twice about it. But basically, those are the types of speed you want to go when you're around pedestrians, just to be cautious, okay? So here we go. Oh, there's another EUC rider going. And as you see, he's seated. Some EUC riders sit down. Here are some other EUC riders. I think they're actually catching up to us. So we are on Helios Way here in Pflugerville. And we are on our way to the northeast, I believe the Northeast Metro Park in Pflugerville. So I believe we had a early video, Windermere Park, if you want to check it out. I believe we did have some footage here. Okay, here we are on Sunlight Near Way, and we are making a right here to continue on the path. So there are the EUC riders there. Some of them go on the road to, ride their electric unicycle, and now we are all caught up, okay? Now, us as a family, we prefer the majority of the time, unless there's a lot of pedestrians, to be either in a bike lane, a dedicated bike lane on the road, or on the trails or the sidewalk, just because we have our daughter with us, who, by the way, she's not 10 anymore. She just turned 11. She just had a birthday this month in May. So happy birthday to our daughter. She is 11. Today is actually her last day of school, exiting the 5th grade, and next year entering the 6th grade, going into middle school. So it is a great time to actually learn or know how to ride these electric vehicles, electric unicycles. Here we are at the Northeast Metro Park. As a kid, something to do that the whole family can enjoy, because here we are, city of Pflugerville. Let's face it, a lot of kids nowadays, because of internet, because of technology, because of all these streaming services, we also have iPads as well too. It's good to have entertainment, but being outside and being one with nature and doing it together as a family with these electric unicycles just gives us the chance to spend time to see other parts of the neighborhood, other parts of the city, where you don't really notice these things in a car, because you're going so fast while you're riding a car, versus a bicycle or electric unicycle or an e-bike or a scooter or even an electric skateboard. And by the way, my husband, he does ride electric skateboard and he loves it. He actually has a tiny board and he's really enjoying it. He's actually teaching my daughter how to ride the electric skateboard as well too. And if you're interested in that, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop a question down in the comments, and I'll try my best to answer the question. If you need any resources on how to ride an electric skateboard, he watches a few video channels online. I can point you in the right direction. But here we are, and we are again in the Northeast Metro Park in Pflugerville, and we're just kind of going through these trails. It is in the evening. I believe this is in the middle of the week with the Electric Unicycle Club here in Austin in the Pflugerville area. So we're kind of going around the park on these trails. This is actually a really good trail system here. I had mentioned the video that I did on Windermere Park. You might want to check it out on our video channel. What I like about this is it's not so crowded, such as, Old Settlers Park or even down in Zilker. And by the way, we, over the Memorial Day weekend, my daughter and my husband and me, we actually rode around Zilker Park, and I have some more video footage of that. So I have a lot of video footage to go over, a lot of editing, so that you can kind of see where we ride and some of the experiences that we have along our journey as EUC electric unicycle riders. So a lot more in store for you with EUC in Austin. And again, if you like our videos, please let your friends, let your family know about our video channel, EUC in Austin. Please like our videos. Please subscribe to our channel. And, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your experiences. I'd love to hear your comments about our videos. I'd love to hear your thoughts on electric unicycles, or if you even have any questions on how to get started as an electric unicycle rider, or where to, ride as a family, or how would you even get started riding as a family on the electric unicycles. And as I mentioned in past videos, we have other vehicles, personal electric vehicles. So I mentioned my husband has a electric skateboard, a tiny board. We have the electric unicycles. My husband has an e-bike. I have not gotten on the e-bike. And then we also have electric scooters. And again, if you've liked our channel, please like and subscribe. Let everyone know about our channel, EUC in Austin. So we're not just limited to the electric unicycle. For me personally, my favorite, because my husband did ask me, is the electric unicycle. Okay, we're making a right turn. I don't ride the skateboard. I only rode it once, and that was my first time ever on a skateboard. I didn't skateboard as a kid. As I mentioned before on the channel, I actually skied, and I also roller skated as a kid and rode a bike, but I never skateboarded. I had never been on a skateboard. And the first time was when my husband got his electric skateboard, his tiny board, and it has a remote control. And what happened was I was going forward, and I did something with the remote control, and I went backwards, and I flipped over on my back. Good thing, I had my helmet on. I believe I must have had my jacket on with the armor as well too. So, we're catching up here. But I actually wear, in terms of protective gear, a jacket with armor now. It's all in one, instead of wearing, the elbow pads, and then if you need armor in the front and the back. My jacket all has armor. Plus, I'm wearing a backpack as well too, which is extra padded protection, and there's armor in the backpack as well too. But I bring the drinks. I bring all the video camera equipment with my GoPro Hero 8 that I mentioned that I use, and that's what I'm using on this recording. And the GoPro Hero 8 is actually on top of my helmet, just in case you have any questions about that. And I just secure it there. And I have actually a I don't have a half face helmet. I've kind of a full face helmet to protect, my face, because if we are going at faster speeds. Here's a skate park here on the left hand side. And at the time of this recording, my husband and my daughter both do have full face helmets. They're just not wearing it here. I believe at the time of this recording, it may have been too heavy for my daughter when we went on this ride. So we had to actually get her a lighter full face helmet. Because when you're going at faster speeds, you do want a full face helmet. And then basically there's protection near your chin, mouth area, versus a half face where it's just kind of your head. Kind of think of that as a bicycle helmet. If you fall, okay, we're going on roundabout here as well too. But now, if we are going at faster speeds, we do wear the full face helmet. I wear it at all times because I just feel safer that way. And I've always worn it. I do have a half face helmet, and I will only wear that if I'm riding my electric scooter. Oh, we're going here on a bike path. I think we just weren't sure where to go, and one of the EUC riders told us to go on this bike path. That's why it looked like we were going around in circles. Okay, so we are making a left here, and then we are making a right turn here to continue on. We are exiting to Pecan Street. I believe our next destination, and we've never done this before, is going to Lake Pflugerville. Now we've ridden, this Northeast Metropolitan Park here in Pflugerville within the park itself, but we have never ridden this route going to Lake Pflugerville. I think that is our next destination. And it's funny because we looked on the map and we thought that it was kind of far, Lake Pflugerville, from the Northeast Metro Park. Like it looks far on the map. But when you actually do it, when we rode, since we are on personal electric vehicles, it didn't take us that long to get there. And, maybe one of the reasons was because we were going at faster speeds than, maybe, if we're going slower. But it did not take us long to get there. Okay, we've caught up here with another fellow EUC rider here. You can see, and we're kind of slowing down. I don't know if we're waiting for the rest of the group to catch up, or we're just kind of slowing things down here as we continue on. We are going towards the exit to Pecan Street to continue on to Lake Pflugerville. And just so that you know, I think at the time of this recording, I didn't have enough batteries, so I don't think I have the video footage of Lake Pflugerville, especially since it's cloudy and it's evening as well too. It was getting dark pretty fast during that evening, but I actually have footage of my husband, me, and my daughter. Here's some soccer fields here on the left at Lake Pflugerville, and how we got to Lake Pflugerville in another video. And again, it's just a lot of video footage that I do have to edit, so stay tuned for that. So be sure to, again, subscribe to our channel, EUC in Austin. Let your family and friends know about us so that you do not miss any of our videos, because I have got a lot of videos, a lot of recordings to go through in terms of editing as well too. All right, so here are some other fellow EUC riders. We are going on this roundabout here to continue on. We are trying to find this exit here to exit Pecan Park. There is an e-bike rider right there. And actually that e-bike rider, we're making a right here, actually he's an engineer actually, and he made his e-bike. Like, he took all these parts and he put it together, which is pretty cool. And that's one of his main vehicles. He does have a car. I'm gonna make a right turn here, but he uses that as one of his main vehicles just to get around town, which I think is pretty cool that he actually made that. Okay, we are walking the EUC here. We had to get around that area, and here I am. I am mounting the EUC and I am ready to ride. Here we go, just kind of continuing on. So, as I mentioned, there was that e-bike rider who made their own e-bike. These are just kind of the stories that, you can hear from other people in these groups when you do the group rides. We are crossing the street. So that was kind of cool and kind of neat to hear, and then you also get to know other people, their journey as electric unicycle riders or other PEV riders, and what types of PEVs they've tried. Now we are headed to Lake Pflugerville, and to kind of get opinions on things as well too, because for us we are looking in the future for suspension electric unicycle vehicles. Our big wheels and what we're riding right now does not have suspension. So, and that's a completely different topic for another time, but we are looking at those types of vehicles. And so it's kind of good to actually have a community locally who are, have the same kind of interest to see, what kind of suspension vehicles do they have right now, and what are their thoughts on the new ones coming out as well too. We've had discussions about that. We are crossing the street here with these groups, with the Electric Unicycle Club, and then also when we, ride with the One Wheel Club, we also have discussions about other PE vehicles as well too. Okay, here's the Courtyard by Marriott here on the right-hand side. Again, we are continuing on. We're headed to Lake Pflugerville, and I just kind of like to put these landmarks in the videos that we do so that you can kind of get to know where we're at. And again, we are in Pflugerville, the city of Pflugerville. So that's the Courtyard by Marriott that we just passed in the city of Pflugerville. So if you want to, check it out on the map, you're able to, so to get a, know where, we're riding here as well too. So, we are headed to Lake Pflugerville, and we're just kind of continuing on. Here's a street here. We're going to make a left-hand turn. And we are just going to continue on. What I love about some of these sidewalks in Pflugerville is that they're so wide versus, when we go downtown, when we were just in Pfluger Park, some of the sidewalks are very narrow. Okay, we are here on East Pecan Street. So being more out in the suburbs, such as, Pflugerville, you do see some of these sidewalks that we're on Biltmore Avenue here. We're crossing still on Pecan Street that are kind of wider, and we're crossing the street here so that there's enough room, going, one way and then the other way too, because sometimes it's not just us EUC riders. There's pedestrians, there's people with animals, there's people with small children, there's bikers as well too. We're on Pecan Street right here, and the bikers, they tend to take up, because they do have the handlebars, take up more room on these sidewalks if they are on the sidewalks. So just having something that is wider, like a sidewalk that is wider, really helps, and we see a lot of this in the suburbs versus being, in the city. In the city, you're kind of limited to what you have. It's kind of narrow, some of the areas, and if it's too narrow, you have to ride on the street if there's no bike lane and you are going on that street. So that's just one of the limitations of being in the city, and then you have to learn how to be a street rider. And we've ridden in the city, we're just very cautious, but in areas that are very busy in the city, I recommend doing a group ride. Here's Amazon here on the right, doing a group ride like what we did with the One Wheel Club last week downtown. That was crazy. That was super big. We weren't going that fast, and I really enjoyed it. I was relaxed. I really enjoyed it. The only thing, is just crossing the street, but we're in a big group, so that wasn't such a big deal, and it was real fun. I really enjoyed it, and it was, one of the biggest rides that we've been on here in Austin. All right. Like I said, EUC in Austin, thank you so much for watching. If you do enjoy our videos, please like them. Please subscribe to our channel here, EUC in Austin. And let me know if there are any trails or, group rides, you're wondering about. Let me know in the comments below. Feel free to ask me any questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. We are here continuing on East Pecan Street. We are headed to Lake Pflugerville. We're making a left turn here in Pflugerville, in the city of Pflugerville. And, going through this way, we had never done this before. We were just kind of following what the other EUC riders were going. So they knew where they were going. We did not. So, this is our first time riding this path. We are, when we did this in March, we are intermediate riders. I don't recommend this for beginner riders, because we are going at faster speeds. I believe our top speed on this ride was 30 miles an hour. And there was a point where my husband was kind of concerned because my daughter was going so fast and her wheel's a little bit smaller. It's the Pfluger Mountain Climber version 2, that her battery just kind of got drained to 30%. And that was something that we were kind of, we're going at fast speeds, worried about, because we still have to get back to where we started, in Pfluger Park over there at that parking lot. So we need enough, battery life to get back. And we didn't have a charger. There's a loose dog here. Again, you have to watch out for that. So that was just one of the concerns that, on this ride, we're all caught up here. We caught up with the EUC group. When we went on this ride going at faster speeds than normal. So what happened, we're making a left turn here, is that we just had to kind of slow down on our way back to conserve the energy in our daughter's electric unicycle, her Pfluger Mountain Climber version 2. And it can actually climb mountains. We're making a left turn here. It's just a smaller wheel, so it doesn't have the battery life of my Sherman Max or my husband's Extreme Bull Commander. So we just kind of have to be careful when we go at higher speeds. Distance isn't an issue for my daughter on that mountain climber. It's just when we go at higher speeds, it drains the battery. And if her battery is, smaller than ours, it's just something to be aware of, because we want to make sure that she can also have enough battery to ride back. And if you have any questions about this, about battery life, say you're looking at an electric unicycle and you're concerned about battery life and specs or the motor or how much power, let me know in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Or if you're actually just getting started and you don't know what type of electric unicycle, there's a kid there on the right, to start off with, I can give you some recommendations. If you're new to the channel and you haven't watched some of our other channels, I have mentioned in the past that I started on a V8 InMotion V8S, and it's a great starter wheel. It's a small wheel. You don't want to do a big wheel as a starter because there is a learning curve to this. And if that electric unicycle hits your leg, it's what I'm riding now on my Sherman Max, it's like 80 pounds or 80 or 90 pounds. So it's pretty heavy. And there have been people who've actually started with big wheels like the Sherman as their beginner wheel. Here's the EUC group here. And they've gotten major injuries because you still have to learn how to ride the vehicle. And I fell so many times. That's why I have so many armor. Trying to learn this, because it is a steep learning curve. It's not easy. Not anyone can ride an electric unicycle. It takes time, it takes practice, it takes experience. Okay, we're trying to decide, do we want ice cream or do you want to keep riding? And I think at this point I had said, ice cream's cool, but we still have to eat dinner. My husband is asking my daughter, do you want ice cream? And my daughter is coming up to me asking, Mommy, do you want ice cream? And a lot of times on these rides, these electric unicycle riders, we tend to actually eat, as a family, dinner later, like around 7-ish. And that's when the rides start. So either we have a small snack beforehand or we eat some light dinner. Majority of the time we have a small snack and then we just get dinner afterwards, after riding. It's just kind of a thing we do with our family, my husband and my daughter. So everyone's kind of, thinking, who wants ice cream? I don't think the EUC riders want to have ice cream. They're just kind of wanting to know if my daughter wants to have ice cream at this point. But we made the decision to just kind of keep riding and continuing on. At this point, I believe we are going to continue on to Lake Pflugerville, and either we follow the path and we go around the long way, or there's a shortcut, but we have to go up the steep incline. You see my husband and my daughter, and I am getting off my electric unicycle. I am walking the EUC. There's an EUC rider preferring to ride it. You can do that if you have the experience. So this person is kind of getting off here. I am walking it. See, they're walking it because it is steep. There's my daughter. She wants to ride it now. So my husband is continuing to walk it, and I'm continuing to walk my electric unicycle until I get to the top, because for me, this is very steep. I'm on an 80 or 90 pound wheel. I don't want it to go backwards. I don't want to slip. I want to make sure I'm on a flat surface before I mount this thing. So here I am, and as you can see, there's another EUC rider. This is a very narrow path. I don't believe this is a sidewalk. I think it's just part of, the road here for these poles here. But there's my daughter. There's my husband. He is mounting his EUC. My daughter is mounting her EUC. And I'm riding very slowly, I think. Or no, I'm getting on right now. And here we are, ready to ride. Okay, so we are continuing on to go to, again, Lake Pflugerville. We are still in Pflugerville. And this is this is Willow Street here that we made a left. This is with the Central Texas EUC group ride that we had in March of 2023. We're making a right here on this street. This is Paul Street. Again, this is our first electric unicycle group ride as a family. I think for us, this was kind of faster than normal. So if you are a beginner, always, again, as I had mentioned, ask the leaders of the group how fast you're going. But they try to accommodate, depending on who comes to these rides, all types of riders. So whether you're a beginner, they call them casual riders, intermediate, or advanced fast riders. I'm going to make a left here. They try to accommodate everyone, and they've been really good at doing that as well too. It's very family friendly. Everyone's very nice, have never had any issues with any of these group rides, and it's just a good time, And it's a good way to kind of get to know the community here in Austin. It is a very small community. Pretty much everyone kind of gets to know everyone. And it's funny because when you see these videos online, since it's such a small community, if you look specifically in the Austin community, some of these people, you'll see them at these group rides. You'll be like, oh, I just saw that person. So us as well, too. So, it's kind of neat. And I'm sure, one of these days, as our YouTube channel, our video channel grows, EUC in Austin, will be spotted on the road, and maybe I'll have the video camera with me. All right, here we are. We're almost there to Lake Pflugerville. Like I said, I think I ran out of battery. I didn't have enough batteries, so I don't have the footage here of us actually riding Lake Pflugerville. I think we did. We rode it, but then it was getting dark, and then my daughter, with her battery life, it was just kind of low. Wanted to make sure that she had enough to get back. We just kind of went back afterwards. So we are almost at the end of this video, at the end of this recording, but I will have more video footage for you of Lake Pflugerville, of more group rides. We just, like I mentioned, recently went on a large one-wheel group ride downtown Austin last week. Okay, here we are going at super fast speeds. I believe we're getting at 30 miles an hour here. So it's going to be a kind of grainy because we're going so fast. Also, my GoPro Hero 8 doesn't do that well in the dark as well too. So, that's just one thing to keep in mind when you see these videos. when we do it in the dark. But I just wanted you to see, where we go, also in the evenings as well too. So here the EUC riders are just kind of doing tricks. There's an incline over there, you see them, and it's a bit too steep for me, so I'm just gonna wait it out. My husband's waiting it out, and also my daughter is waiting out. So sometimes we just kind of stop and talk in these group rides just for a little break. And some people like to do tricks. I'm not a trick rider. I'm very conservative, and I'm just talking to a fellow EUC rider here, and while we wait, so it's really cool just kind of hanging out, and then after we hang out for a while, people do their tricks, we talk, then we kind of continue on. So that's kind of the rhythm, the pattern of what we do on these group rides, whether it's with the One Wheel Club here in Austin or the electric unicycle riders here as well too. So now here we are, we're ready to ride. We are continuing on, and like I mentioned, we are almost at the end of the video here. We are headed to Lake Pflugerville, and there's someone going up an incline. You'll see people like doing stuff like that on these rides here, but I think we're getting towards the end of the video here. I think my battery life was just too low, and I'll have more video footage for you in the future. So thank you so much for watching EUC in Austin. Hope you really did enjoy this video, and stay tuned because I will have more video footage for you. I have so much video to go through, a lot of group rides. Thanks for watching. This is Rachel, and I'll see you soon. Bye.